Hey, hey, hey. So I know you're probably thinking, hey, Chris, aren't you helping other people become coaches? I'm actually not helping other people become coaches, but I am helping them identify that they have a system or framework that they can guide and coach someone through their own process for success. So I usually found this a lot when I hear testimonies, people praising God, like, oh, I had a breakthrough, but a lot of it's strategy that's been implemented before and now you're implementing it again. And I'm like, I just remember thinking there's people struggling, over here and they're not getting any results. But a lot of times we have the solution, and a lot of times the solutions that you do have, yes, you should be happily charging for those. Exchange is a two-way street. And so, but today I'm actually talking about, should you be a coach right now? A lot of people think this is the only pathway they can do to coach people, to make money, to grow their business, test their frameworks, and it's actually not true. So there's 11 things I really want you to consider before you say, hey, I really want to, coach people. So a lot of times when I do talk to other women who never invested in working with a coach, a lot of the coaches you look up to, they've invested in coaches. They invested in their development, their growth, learning different processes, implementing different strategies, getting that feedback from a mentor. And the women that really want to just start coaching and charging, you don't know what it feels like to invest at that premium price yet. And that's okay, but that means that's probably one way that you know that you're not ready to be a coach. There's no investment. So investment can be different. It could be investing in courses, retreats, one-on-one programs, masterminds, premium masterminds. Like your tuition is what you are paying, investing, right? Your tuition, those are all the pricing. And that's how you can lean on that, because the things that you're learning, you're going to see what feels right and what doesn't sit so well. And so the second one is you can't commit 2 to 3 hours a week to build it. And so a lot of times I've seen this, I've done it in the past too, where you just set it and forget it. That actually does not work in this space, because everything's in theory until we test it. And then that's when we actually tweak it. And so a lot of people will set things and not understand. So like when we do quiz funnels for business coaches, and we set it up, but we give them that 60-day support in the back end, because we know we're looking at analytics, what's not converting, what questions are getting skipped, where do people fall off on the quiz. We're able to implement those things because everything is a theory. We're just testing that we think that this is going to give them the result and someone's going to be excited about taking this. So it's the same thing. So there's no setting and forgetting. It's like you set it, you tweak it some more, you tweak it again, you tweak it again and again and again. And so if you don't have, number 3, if you don't have consistent, successful service-based business yet, so if you are teaching someone how to run a restaurant, but your restaurant's struggling as well, you can definitely teach 5 things don't do in a restaurant, and then how you're evolving. Now you can definitely document your process. That's a beautiful thing, from where you started to go, because our brain is it's expanding and stretching, and it's not going to always remember all the details of where we were. But someone's always going to start where you were, right? There's 19-year-olds turning to 30, going to eventually be 30-year-old women that you're going to be guiding into a new direction of life. And so you got to kind of remember what it was to be 19 and document that process, while you still, or whatever stage, that's just an example, whatever stage you're at, you definitely want to start to document the process. And then you can share that documentation while you are growing. Right? That's a beautiful way you can do that. But if you're teaching from a place that you've never done the thing that you said that you're teaching others, it's not reliable. You're not going to feel all the feelings that they feel. And that's okay. There might be something else. Right now, you're probably really admired by someone. You really admire someone and you're just taking what they're saying and going with it and not testing it yet. And it's okay to admire and be inspired. But let's bring it back to you. There is something awesome and special about you that you can teach other people right now as well, and stay in your zone. So 4, you don't actually enjoy your business right now. You are burned out, resentful, and your coaching isn't serving anyone. You feel very not calm. You feel just kind of, I don't want to say all over the place, because visionaries, you naturally all feel like you're all over. You got this new idea. This idea is birthing from this other idea. And it's not that. It's more that you feel burnt out to the point of you're having those thoughts more often that you just want to quit and just go back to the regular 9 to 5. At least it was safe there. That's Egypt thinking, by the way. You're like, oh, it was easier in Egypt. Was it though? Because like Pharaoh was trying to make you guys get straw and do your own bricks. Yeah, you forgot about that part. But if somebody was documenting, no, I'm just kidding. But if somebody was documenting, you'll remember like, you know what? It wasn't that good. We're heading to the promised land. And so if you feel really burnt out, you may need to just take a pause, and there may be a pivot that you're not seeing in your business. But right now, you may really realize that you're not ready to coach in this season, and that's okay. There's other ways you can not give your one-on-one time away. You can do speaking, you can do podcasts to build that up, still give value in that capacity, and you don't have to feel that you have to coach. Right? So it's an opportunity that you get to coach, but you shouldn't feel like you have to, and you don't have a choice in the matter. Like, this is the only way that I'm going to be able to bring in income. And that's not true. There's so many beautiful ways of bringing income and doing a business that you actually enjoy doing. You know what? I keep not looking at the camera because I look at this side part. I don't even know why I do that. So, but just know I'm looking at you and I believe in you and you're awesome. Number 5, you're not clear on what makes your approach unique. That's important, right? You aren't taking enough time. Right now, you're still kind of copying and pasting. And we all do that. That's one of the phases of us learning is imitation. And so we're going to imitate and mimic the things that is around us. And that's beautiful. That's just part of nature. But there's a time and place to kind of identify what's unique about you and your process. And how did you take this element of teaching and apply it to your life and got a different result or a similar result, but you tried a couple different things. And so that would make your framework and your offer a lot different than other coaches in the same space as you. 6, you're uncomfortable with visibility. You know, I've struggled this as well, but I'm really good with intimate and I'm good in social settings, but not on a video. And so right now, this is challenging me to be more visible because I'm always encouraging people in the background. But if you are really not trying to be visible, meaning like you even get on calls with your clients with no video, that's not showing confidence. And so I show up every call with every client, team member. Even if I'm up at 4:30 or meeting one of my team members, I might be having my glasses on and my hair pulled up, right? Looking like, hey, how you doing? But I do it because I do believe in what we're doing. So if you feel that you're uncomfortable being visible, sometimes it's something deeper, right? I've identified that a lot of women that someone told them they were doing too much. Or they have to feel like they dim their light to make other people comfortable. But, it's not our job to make people comfortable, but it is our job to be kind to one another. And sometimes being kind means speaking up and addressing some things. And so if you're not there yet, then that might be one of the 11 reasons you may not be ready to be a coach yet. Number 7, you think you have to do it all yourself. So trying to build a course, set up your tech, write the content, automate it, all solo. Like you need to be everything to everyone. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. With that mentality, what I've learned even in the past is sometimes I've invested in courses and programs when I could have actually hired someone to do that. Now, I love all my experiences because that makes me who I am today, and I can able to help our clients when they ask certain questions. Me and my team can walk them through some processes and for their courses and their creation and their coaching. And so I say that to say is that to build this business, you will need support. And there is a time period when you do it yourself and you feel like do it yourself is done. Like you're done it yourself, you're done, you're over it. And now you are looking for a done for you or done with you. And so this doesn't replace your leadership, but it really teaches you how to do briefs, expectations. There's a CAST framework that me and my team use. And so it's using a CAST framework that you're identifying the concept, you're identifying the assignment, even the support and timeline that this needs to be done and what additional support they need. And so it's identifying different frameworks that you're working in your business and working with someone else to be able to share what you do. So that's one of the biggest struggles too, right? It's a two-way street. If you're unclear on how to explain to your team or a VA what you do, 9 times out of 10, you have a hard time explaining to other people what your business is. And that's just a beautiful practice for you. Getting questions, seeing how you can deliver your message more clear. Number 8, you doubt the value of your expertise. Even though others lean on you, you're still wondering, is this enough? That self-doubt can creep into your content and your pricing and delivery. And so sometimes a lot of times you doubt your expertise expertise because you're not on the stage. But that doesn't make you less qualified. It just means that that might not be your pathway to get to where you desire to be. So getting really clear about that and where you can show your expertise, it could be in a book, podcast, it could be on panels, it could be on boards. Like, there's different ways you can show your expertise and really help other people move forward. Number 9, you're already maxed out and unwilling to shift your schedule. So coaching can give you more time and flexibility in the long run, but it does require intention and space to start. Now, with the coaching, sometimes people jump just into the course model, which I encourage not to do that. And this is the reason why, because remember, everything's theory until we test it and then we tweak it. And so if you are jumping straight into the course and membership, that is part of what I told you about one of the other 11 reasons why you shouldn't consider being a coach. Or you may not be ready to be a coach because you are not giving that opportunity to test out your framework and test if this is working for other people. And so when you do one-on-one, there's a time period to do one-on-one for sure. Then it bridges into a membership model or courses. And then on the flip side, you do premium pricing for your one-on-one. That's how the model is. So there's a time, so you're probably charging less up front still, and it's not sustainable because now your schedule, you're the one that's still doing solo scheduling. Even if you're using some of the AI tools, which I'm going to be creating a video on that. And if you're interested in that, let me know too. I would love to know that feedback. But with even the AI tools helping you with your schedule, it's still really good to have a human, work with you. Because a lot of times ChatGPT be like, that sounds wonderful. And it's like, come on, ChatGPT, I need some challenge questions right here. And so when it comes to 10, you assume coaching is just for influencers. And so listen, some of the highest paid coaches out there are former dentists, tax consultants, boutique owners, teachers. And you don't have to be an influencer. You will have influence and impact for sure, but you do not feel like you have to dance or dance the night away. What song is that? But you don't feel like you have to dance and perform, right? There's a difference between performance and being present. And you don't have to perform, but it's a gift to be able to craft that talent, right? To practice that talent. And a lot of times when you avoid visibility, because when we think influencers, we think visibility too, and I mentioned that earlier, but you really want to get clear on, what that means to you. Like, on the other side of your obedience, somebody's waiting for you to show up. They needed that word of encouragement. They needed to know that they're not the only one. They needed to know someone else was in that stage in their business and they got out on the other side. And so they're not always looking for someone to dance or, a video. To be silly, definitely, but they're not always looking for a video that's like, just makes them comfortable, but they're looking for stuff to stretch them. And sometimes being stretched is not comfortable at all. And if we're being honest, you want to avoid it. You just want to get to the other side. So 11. We see a lot about this. So I was talking with Score App earlier today, and a lot of people, 90% of the users, and this actually goes for a lot of the software. A lot of times people don't use the software. They pay for a year after year. By the time they pay for it for like a few years, you could have had someone help you set up the done for you portion of it. And you could have been benefiting off of that and really seeing the value of the tools, because a lot of the tools that is being used, AI tools, Score App, and they're putting all this research and things, making it more user friendly and making, they're thinking about you, they're listening to you, and they're asking questions, and they want to keep you on the platform. They want to service you because that's what businesses are. We were looking to solve problems, but a lot of times you're not utilizing that because you are waiting for perfection. And so that's what the conversation we had today was. A lot of people aren't launching their things because they're waiting for it to be perfect. And again, please, this is my rule. Everything's theory until we test it, then we tweak it. Stop tweaking it just on paper, redrawing, put it on a Google Doc, putting in ChatGPT. I know you got like 20 prompts in there that haven't been used yet. And you just have that continuing in there. Like, put things into practice. See what's working. See if it's not working. It's not going to work on the first time. There's some tweaking involved. There's strategy involved. And so what I really want you to know is like, hey, if you feel like you're any of these 11 things, not 11 things, these are you. No, if you're experiencing in these 11 things that you may not be ready to coach at, but you may be ready, right? You may be ready to do something else in your business and test it out. Like I said, speaking or anything like that. Maybe you just want to collect more data to see if my expertise is even a need right now. Are other people really struggling? Do people really really need this? And a beautiful way to do that is doing a quiz funnel. Okay, quiz funnel. We are partners with Score App, and you can find us right there in the partner directory as well. And what we do is we help you even see a viable offer, because you're asking certain deep questions inside the Score App, seeing who's qualified. So you're not on discovery calls for like 4 hours plus. Have you been that one? I've been that more than once, more than one time. And then, this just really helps you qualify, help you understand where your customer journey, starts, really use the words that they're using back, seeing where people fall off. So it's just a beautiful process. And so if you are interested in that and testing that, I encourage you to click the link below and start for free. Play with the quiz, see what type of questions come up. They have a cool AI feature in there as well. That just starts the process to get you thinking. It does not do your brand voice, so there's some work that has to be done there. But if you've already tried Score App and you're like, I want to use it, but I'm so done, we do done for you. We've done lots of Score Apps for 25 different coaches. And that's just something that's going to be just plus, actually 25 plus. And that's just going to be something that you're going to have on the front end of your system, your delivery system. So there's different parts of your delivery system. I'll be making a video on that as well. And if you already can get some of them, mention them at the bottom. But part of your delivery system, it starts with the lead magnet. The lead magnet, not just a PDF or ebook that falls flat. It's more of a upfront, you're asking a few questions to really dig deep to see where they are. And so if you're there today, click the link below. We would love to have you take a quiz diagnostic test. And what that's going to do is just see where you are. It's going to ask you about offers. It's going to ask you about your frameworks. And if you do not have any of those, guess what? We've already created those on the other side, or it's some AI tools that we actually created that you actually can build that out so you can start running your quiz. And it's for free $99, just a little bit of your time. So I look forward to more of your success. I look forward to reading the comments. I look forward to how you're enjoying Score App. I love Score App, and I hope you do too.